I'm the heavyweight champion of the world.
Hey yo, what up everybody? It's your boy Wage, that wrestling, anime, gaming enthusiast, here tonight to talk to you about wrestling. It is Wednesday, the 25th of November, so obviously we're going to be talking AEW Dynamite, and let's get right into it. Right off the bat, our opening match is Hangman Adam Page versus Silver from the Dark Order. This is a good match. To start off, nothing too crazy happened in the match. Silver did have like a really good counter to the buckshot lariat earlier in the match. That was really dope. But other than that, nothing else really happened. Hangman does eventually hit Silver with the buckshot lariat and win the match. But Silver definitely really put in a good fight versus Hangman, and it was a really good match to start off the show. Next, we have a promo from Kenny Omega. He's basically just referring to all the stuff that him and Mox has been going through in the past, and basically talking about Mox's promo last week. He references the fact that like Mox, when he was talking about his dad and everything, and it's kind of goofy, but it was funny, where Kenny's like basically like, hey, like my dad will beat the crap out of your dad, you know? So yeah. Next up, we got a squash match. It was Will Hobbs, now officially of Team Taz, versus Lee Johnson. And you knew this was going to be a squash match right off the break, because although I personally think Lee Johnson does have some pretty good moves, I like the way he wrestles. Like, I think he's really athletic. But Lee Johnson is 0-16. Like, that man don't have any dubs this year. He's definitely not about to beat Will Hobbs right off of his joining of Team Taz, and it was exactly what I just said it was. It was a squash match. Will Hobbs wins, and then we get Taz coming down to the ring, and Taz cuts a promo. Taz is basically like hijacking the show, and he's like, hey, I need y'all to put some respect on the FTW belt's name. Like, it's not getting no recognition, nothing like that. And like, they cut off Taz's mic, and Taz gets upset. He gets another mic. They cut off his mic again. Then Cody comes down and is like, hey, all right, enough. Like, Taz, what are you doing? Stop this. Yada, yada, yada. And, Cody came out looking very sharp, too. I like the jacket that he had with the red tie and everything. It's looking very dapper. But I digress. Yeah, so, yeah. Cody starts, basically brings up the fact that, like, Taz doesn't really care about the FTW belt because Taz's son is getting trained by Cody Rhodes, and Taz kind of gets upset about that, and it's like, hey, like, you're going too far. And he gets mad, and Taz starts like leaving the ring because he felt like, Cody shouldn't put that out there. But then when Cody's not paying attention as Taz is leaving the ring, Taz comes back and he puts the Taz mission on Cody. So then basically after that, the Gun Club comes out to help Taz, and Taz like gets out of there, his son Hook actually shows up, grabs the FTW belt, and then leaves with Taz. So yeah, I guess we're gonna see more to come with Taz, this FTW belt, and Cody Rhodes. Next up, we get a promo from Eddie Kingston. Basically, just talking about how he doesn't really mess with Ray Phoenix and Pac, and he didn't really care for them any too much because they're flippy guys, and I guess Kingston doesn't really like that. But he says Pentagon, he's a little bit disappointed in him. Kingston and Pentagon are supposed to be best friends, so didn't like that. Then Mox comes out, and Moxley kind of interrupts Kingston's promo, and Kingston looks a little annoyed but worried at the same time, and Kingston just off the breaks "Ayo Mox, when you got beat up last week, basically that wasn't me. Don't look at me. It wasn't me." And I guess Mox believes him because he doesn't say anything. He just looks at him, and then Mox just rolls out. And Kingston kind of thank goodness, Mox believed him. He's Mox is throwing off his, feng shui. And then after that, we get Top Flight versus TH2. This is a good match. They win, and I said they win, but TH2, Angelico and Jack Evans, they win the match versus Top Flight. Nothing too special going on here, but Angelico and Jack Evans, when they win, they kind of keep beating up Top Flight. The Bucks come out and they save Top Flight. I don't know if anything else is gonna happen more with that. Maybe we're gonna get a TH2 versus the Bucks match coming up shortly, or there's gonna be some Top Flight versus TH2 feud. So we'll see, and more to come with that. Next up, we get another promo. It's Vicky and Nyla. They're basically just talking about nepotism, AEW, and just basically saying how the people Red Velvet, Serena Deebs, and all these people who are getting opportunities from Brandy is because they're a friend, and people like Jade Cargill don't need to do that. That's why she just went after Brandy and tested her arm last week. But nothing else really from that. After that, we get another promo. Right after that, it's FTR, and they're with Tully Blanchard. They're basically talking about how the Bucks were really only better than them for 3 seconds. Obviously, they're referencing getting pinned by them and losing the belts. They say that they need the belts back. That's what they live for. They are destined to be AEW champions, and they're coming for the Bucks. So I think everybody would definitely love to see the Bucks and FTR face off again. That's a hot feud. They had an amazing match at the pay-per-view, so no complaints here. More Bucks, more FTR. There's good stuff right there. Next, we get the Inner Circle, Jake Hager and Jericho versus SCU. Specifically, Christopher Daniels and Frank Kazarian. Crazy enough, both of these dudes have been wrestling for a long time, but this is the first time that Jericho and Daniels have ever been in the ring together. So that was pretty dope. Other than that, though, the match was good. It wasn't anything spectacular. Just good work from all the guys, but nothing too crazy happened. The match ends with MJF using the diamond ring that he won from the Battle Royal. He he punches Daniels with it, and then after that, Daniels gets hit with the Judas effect from Chris Jericho, and then Jericho pins him. Inner Circle wins the match, and that's basically it. Well, no, after that, the Inner Circle kind of keeps, you know, doing stuff. Frankie Kazarian I think he noticed that MJF hit Jericho with the ring. So Kazarian kind of like goes after Jericho. They all kind of brawl a little bit. And that's it. After that, Miro and Kip and Penelope Ford are talking about how they're about to do some video game extravaganza, and it basically gets interrupted. OC comes out and he cuts off the console. It looks like it was the new Xbox Series X, and OC cuts it off, and then they basically start kind of having this brawl like backstage. It's kind of weird. I like Miro, but he did the kind of like this goofy thing where he like comes up and he like grabs the camera. He's like, like you're in the way. I thought that was kind of goofy, whatever, but it is what it is, you know, promo thing. Next, we get the contract signing again for Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley. Last week, obviously Mox did not get the sign because he was attacked. So Kenny's entrance music plays as Tony Schiavone standing in the ring, and then while Kenny's entrance is going on, you know, they do like the little silhouette of Kenny before he comes out, and you can see like Mox come up from behind Kenny as he's in the silhouette, and obviously I don't think Omega knows that Moxley's behind him, and then Moxley packs him, throws him through the silhouette of the entrance, and just starts beating the crap out of him. Mox comes down, takes him down to the ring. It hits a paradigm shift on Omega onto the AEW Championship, so Omega's kind of laid out. Mox basically starts going into full promo, and he's talking about how Kenny Omega did a bad job with whoever he tried to get to attack him last week, and how he's definitely putting Kenny over. He's talking about how they're the two best wrestlers in the world, and he's hyped for the match, and he signs the contract. I think that match is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for it. I don't think Kenny Omega is gonna win right off the break. I think something weird is gonna happen, and then maybe they'll fight again at AEW Revolution, but we'll see. But Kenny did in that earlier promo where I was talking about, where he said that he could, his dad could beat the crap out of Moxley's dad. And he did say he doesn't want to have like a hardcore match with Moxley. He just wants to have like a regular wrestling match to see who's the better wrestler, because Kenny thinks he's the best wrestler in the world. Even in his entrance, he keeps talking about how he's in the Pro Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame and all this other stuff. So I do think this favors Omega if we're talking about just purely wrestling, no hardcore stuff. I think he has the advantage over Moxley, but I'm looking forward to the match. Next, after that, we get another Inner Circle promo. This was funny because this was like the aftermath of the Inner Circle SCU match. Remember I said MJF hit Daniels with the ring when Daniels wasn't paying attention. But MJF starts off the promo and he's talking crap about Kazarian, saying how what kind of man hits another man from behind their back when they're not looking, since Kazarian kind of attacked them after the match was over. While MJF was saying that Ortiz is like in the background, you have to be paying attention, but he's basically pointing at MJF like, that's you, dog. Like, you would hit somebody from behind the back. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then Jericho gets mad and about Kazarian attacking him from behind. He challenged him to a match next week, and this is like the first singles match, I guess, between Jericho and Kazarian as well. So that'll be pretty dope next week. After that, we get the video package for the AEW Women's Championship match that's going to come up. Anna Jay versus Hikaru Shida. And obviously, you know, I'm kind of a Shida fan. The match was really dope. The package was really good. It was basically talking about how the first time Anna Jay and Shida fought, Anna Jay was a rookie and she didn't really last too long in the match against Shida, but she's gotten better now. She's joining the Dark Order. She got her girl Tay Conti with her, so it's not going to be the same like it was the first time when they squared off. And they have a pretty good match. The match starts off with basically Shida is like going off on her, and Shida tries to do like this little knee strike outside the ring, but Anna Jay kind of blocks it and counters it, and Shida's been having like knee problems or knee injuries, so that's kind of been slowing her down. People have been using that to their advantage, and Anna Jay kind of like took advantage from there. After that, kind of like somewhere in between the match, like Anna Jay tries to get a chair from Tay Conti, and Tay won't give it to her because she's like, you don't need that. Like, you don't need a chair to beat like Shida. Like, you can do it clean or whatever. And Tay doesn't give Anna Jay the chair, but while Tay does the chair stuff, the ref notices the chair thing. He's a little bit distracted, and the Dark Order was out to support Anna Jay during the match, and Silver grabs Shida's kendo stick and hands it to Anna Jay, and the ref's still distracted from the chair stuff with Tay Conti, and Anna Jay kind of whacks Shida in the legs with the kendo stick, knocks her feet from up underneath her, and I'm thinking, oh man, like Anna's like, Hikaru Shida's like laid out. Looks like Anna Jay is gonna get the win, but Shida kicks out of it. I was really surprised. They battle it out some more, and Shida kind of hits her with the Shida hits her with her finisher, and she wins the match. And I mean, I felt like they made Shida look really strong. I mean, they've been booking her strong. Obviously, she's the champion, but I did for a second think that Anna Jay was gonna win that match. It was a really good match. And then as Hikaru Shida is walking out to leave, Abaddon comes out looking crazy, crawling all on the ground and stuff, eye looking all messed up and weird and bloodshot. And Hikaru Shida kind of gets like shocked or scared or whatever, like drops the bell or kind of throws it in front of her a little bit because she's shocked to see Abaddon looking all crazy. Abaddon's looking crazy. She like looks like blood all over the belt, and then she just kind of walks away. So It looks like Abaddon has their sights on Sheeta. And the last time they fought, I mean, they had a really good match. So I think everybody's going to be in for a treat with this feud coming up, if that's where they're going next. But yeah, that was the Sheeta match. To me, match of the night. It was a very, very, very good Sheeta match. Which I think she needed, because her last couple matches haven't been too hot, but this match I thought was really good. Next, we get a Matt Hardy promo. It's kind of generic, didn't really do a lot for me. Matt Hardy was just talking about all the stuff that he went through in AEW recently, getting knocked out and always getting back up. He says, like, survive, thrive, and win. What will Matt Hardy do? That's basically it. He's not really directing it towards anybody or anything like that. So, yeah. After that, Team Taz comes out. They are cutting a promo basically saying how they're upset with Cody for cutting off Taz's mic earlier in the night and making stuff personal, bringing Taz's son Hook into all this, like he shouldn't have did that. And Team Taz is coming to get Cody and make him pay for being disrespectful towards Taz. And yeah, that was that promo. And now we're at our main event for the night. We have Pac and Phoenix of Death Triangle versus the Butcher and the Blade. And we got Eddie Kingston on commentary. This was a good match. Nothing too crazy really happened in the match until the end. Eddie Kingston comes down from commentary and knocks Rey Fenix off the top of the ropes while the Bunny's distracting the ref. And Butcher and Blade end up hitting their finisher on Rey Fenix afterwards, and they win the match. Afterwards, Eddie Kingston and the Butcher and the Blade are kind of like beating up Death Triangle still after the match. And then all of a sudden, like, Lance Archer comes out, and I was shocked. I feel like I pay pretty close attention to what's happening in AEW. I don't really remember anything going on between Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston or the Butcher and the Blade, but apparently Lance Archer has something going on with Kingston, so we're gonna get an Archer Kingston feud. I'm guessing, but yeah, that was it. It was surprising to see Lance Archer come out, but that was the show. That's AEW Dynamite for Wednesday the 25th of November. I hope you liked the video. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace, and have a happy Thanksgiving.